Alright duelists, another duel trial is upon us in Master Duel. This is the second competition, and for this one the decks look to be a little bit better than the first one, I'm not gonna lie. And I went 3-0 to get my pack right away, and I'll let you know right now, I personally think that the G-Golem deck is the easiest and best deck to pilot in this event. It's very easy to combo, very easy to understand, and very easy to win matches in my opinion. So this deck consists of the Doshin Adagnister, 3 of the new G-Golem Pebble Dog, which is very good actually, 3 Widget Kit, again a good card, Launcher Commander, which is just basically a sack to destroy a face-up monster, Link Slayer, which is a free special summon, it's basically Cyber Dragon for Cybers monsters, just 2000 attack, and it has an additional effect, discard a card, destroy some back row, which is actually kind of nice, but never actually came up in my 3 matches. The G-Golem Rock Hammer, this is actually useful because you can discard a card, make it level 4, normal summon it, tribute it, and get 3 G-Golem tokens that you can then use as link material. So the deck has a lot of ways to combo, which makes it a little bit more consistent, in my opinion, than the other decks, which is easier for you to kind of get your combo going and win the game. This card's kind of a brick, don't like it, never drew this card at all in any of my 3 matches, but yeah, these higher level cards, you know, you don't really want to see them, I'm guessing. Raigeki and Feather Duster and Monster Reborn. 3 Signet Mining, again, a really good card to help increase the consistency of the deck. AI Love Fusion, which you don't really use, but it can come up. I did come up in my first match, and I was actually able to win because I had it. 3 Gravity Balance, this is another new card. This card is phenomenal when you combo it with the G-Golem Pebble Dog, because essentially you get 2 free summons off of it, which you can continue to link climb and build your combo. 2 Call by the Grave, very good to stop the opponent bringing stuff back from the graveyard or activating graveyard effects. This actually came up to win me my first match as well. 2 Back to the Front, I guess it's neither here nor there. You can bring back some other monsters to do extension plays with, but obviously you can't bring back any of your link monsters because they can't be special summoned in defense mode. And then 2 Imperms, which is actually super clutch. As you guys know, probably Imperm is a really big staple in the game, so having it in that deck is useful. The Rainbow deck, I tried this on an alt account, and I actually got out like both of the boss monsters, but I couldn't actually use them to their effects of like clearing off the field because the G-Golem card, the Link 3, makes it so that all monsters your opponent controls, okay, no, not that one, this one, co-link monsters you control are unaffected by your by monster effects activated on your opponent's field. So you activate the Rainbow Dragon, my opponent actually had this up, and none of their cards were affected to get shuffled back in the deck, and I couldn't out the G-Golem and any other way using the Crystal Beast deck. So I think it doesn't even play Raigeki, so like I literally had no out. I'm sure there's a way to beat the board, but in the one match that I played, once I realized that, I was like, well, with G-Golems, if you put up kind of a pretty powerful board with over 4,000 attack on one monster and it's negating activated effects, that seems pretty good, so I'll use that deck. The Gem Knight deck, I guess, could be okay. I only ran into this deck once and the opponent resigned. I haven't used it, but it again just looks like something that could be inconsistent and you can draw a lot of bricks in my opinion, so I wouldn't do that. The nice thing about the G-Golem deck is that, like I mentioned, it has a lot of consistency cards and then you just link climb. So the nice thing about these kind of decks, right, is no matter what card you draw, as long as you can get kind of 2 monsters on the field, you can start your combo off with the Link 2s and just link climb, because your end game is getting these Link monsters on the board, which are easily accessible via monsters on your field, right? So you don't need to draw any specific combination of cards or arrange your field or graveyard like you do with the Crystal Beasts or with Gem Knight in order to get your combos off. And that's why I personally think that the G-Golem deck is the best deck. But let's go into the match history here. You're going to see we just played 3 matches, won all 3. And let's go ahead and take a look at some of these duels. Alright duelists, in this first match, I am going up against, actually, the mirror match. You can see here the opponent starts off very strong with a Signet Mining, discarding the G-Golem Dog, which allows him to search for another G-Golem card, so he brings the level 6 monster, and then searches with Signet Mining another G-Golem Dog, so he has all 3 G-Golem Dogs in rotation here, and he's going full combo. So I probably put a blurb or like a message in the beginning of the video saying I'll explain how the G-Golem combo works in the actual matches. So I will explain that. And what you're seeing from my opponent here is honestly the exact same thing that I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it better. So you're going to see us start off once again, sign at mining, discard the Pebble Dog. And this is helpful because when we search for Pebble Dog, we're going to, again, trigger off the discarded Pebble Dog to search for the G-Golem Rock Hammer. We're going to be able to special summon Link Slayer, which I think is exactly the same thing my opponent did. Normal summon the Pebble Dog that we searched with the sign at mining, and then bring out the third Pebble Dog. So all 3 Pebble Dogs are now in the graveyard. The way that I'm going to do this better, I'll let you know right now, is using Gravity Balance, but we'll explain that in just a little bit. So basically with this combo, right, you definitely want the Pebble Dog, but you need basically 3 monsters on board, right? You need to, first of all, link 2 of the monsters off to make the G-Golem Stubble Menhir, and then you need to link this off with another Earth monster, another Earth Cyberse monster basically, to make the G-Golem Crystal Heart. So when you link off the Menhir into the Crystal Heart, you'll activate the Crystal Heart ability to special summon back the Link to Menhir, and then when Menhir is special summoned from the graveyard, you can target 1 Earth monster in your graveyard that can be normal summon or set, special summon it, negate its effects, but it gets banished at the end of the turn, or sorry, when it leaves the field. So we just bring back a Pebble Dog because we have 3 in rotation. We can bring 1 back, and if it gets banished, it doesn't matter, and we can target it to bring it back with the Gravity Balance if we want to anyways. So G-Golem Invalid Domain is the Link 3. We link off the Link 2, the Stubborn Menhir, and the Pebble Dog, and go into the G-Golem Invalid, is it Dolmen, I guess? And then from there, we discard the card that we searched. So this is exactly what the opponent did, and draw a card. So we draw the Called By, I believe. And now we're going to activate Gravity Balance, target both of the Pebble Dogs. And I probably misplayed this a little bit. I know I said I did it better than my opponent, but I did it better because I was able to get out this Link 4, which is pretty good. And now I'm going to be able to Monster Reborn, actually, the Link 3. So I have all of my G-Golem boss monsters in rotation. This is kind of the end board you want to end on. Usually what my opponent set up here, which is again what you saw me do pretty much card for card, is a decent starting board. You don't want to go, or you probably won't be able to go into the level 4 or Link 4 right away. But if you can, you could set it up this way. And then, like this card says, co-link monsters you control are unaffected by monster effects activated on your opponent's field. So all of these monsters are co-linked, and they're all protected from activated effects on the opponent's field. And then this card also says all of monsters your opponent controls that can attack must attack this card. And then I think this card says the same. All monsters your opponent controls must attack this card if able. So I think if the opponent ends up attacking, we choose which one. I could be wrong, but it's our turn, so we're going to be battling anyways. And then once per battle, if this card battles an opponent's monster before damage calculation, you can send 1 Earth monster from your hand to the graveyard, and until the end of the turn, that opponent's monster loses 200 attack, and you can also negate its effects. And then when your opponent activates a card or an effect that targets a Link monster you control, you just straight up quick effect, negate it, and destroy it. So no cost for that, just negate, destroy, so it's really good. And obviously it has 3800 attack because of the G-Golem Crystal Heart, which basically says you get the token on it, or the counter, sorry, that's on it, and monsters that are co-linked to it now will gain 600 attack. So it's pretty good for that. So it boosts up the G-Golem from 32 up to 38. Now, the unfortunate thing is when the level 3 monster here, which I'm going to be able to beat over, and I have to attack it. I can't attack the Crystal Heart. But this card says, all monsters, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? If this co-linked card is destroyed, so it's co-linked right now, and I can't get rid of the Crystal Heart because I have to attack into the G-Golem Invalid Dolmen. Yeah, if this co-linked card is destroyed, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls. So it's gonna, and it's not to the end of the turn. It's just straight up. They're all negated like forever. So it's not great, but we're gonna have to beat over it anyways. And then all of our effects are negated, so we're not gonna be able to attack twice with the Dignified Triathlon. Is that what it's called? But we are able to clear the opponent's field, and then Gravity Balance triggers to kill the last remaining Pebble Dog. I maybe should have, what I probably should have done, which is stupid now that I look at it in hindsight, I should have probably linked off this G-Golem and that last Pebble Dog and brought out another Link 4 maybe, because then this card's effects wouldn't be negated. I probably should have done that, but you know, hindsight is 2020. so we misplayed a little bit there. I didn't think my opponent would really have anything because I also have a called by. The Raigeki would normally clear my board, but amazingly enough, the gravity balance will allow you to protect your monsters when it's in the graveyard. So you can see here, if a G-Golem monster you control would be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, banish this card from your graveyard instead. So all these are G-Golems, so they're all protected against the Raigeki, which is really nice. However, the opponent had AI Love Fusion, and of course they had the Ad Igniter monster in their hand, so they could use the Fusion card, which allows them to Fusion summon one Cyberse monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as Fusion material. But if they use an Ad Igniter monster, they can use one of my Link materials as the Fusion monster, and of course, you know, being a mirror match, I use Cyberse Link monsters, and this card requires one Cyberse monster, which the Ad Igniter is, and then one Link monster, which obviously I have. So they're able to use my card as material, bring out the Earth Golem, and then they're going to be able to do 4,600 damage because this card gains double the attack if it battles a monster special summon from the extra deck during the damage step. And then when this card is destroyed by battle, they can target one Cyberse monster in the graveyard and special summon it. So I'm going to use my own Love Fusion that I had in my hand. Thankfully, I drew into a Cyberse monster. And I'm going to use the Link monster, the last remaining Link monster on my field. And I'm also going to bring out the exact same monster. The difference is I'm going to be able to gain the attack to kill his monster, whereas he won't be able to gain the attack. So I'm able to end on my Earth Golem, but his Earth Golem is going to trigger. And he's smart. He brings back the Crystal Heart. I'm not able to call by because it's during the damage step, I guess. And he's now going to use the Crystal Heart effect to target a monster in the graveyard. He targets his Link 3, and that's when I called by, and that clutches up the match because we're able to stop the special summon of the Link monster and basically put him on nothing. And I think he's going to end up scooping here. Yeah, because he realizes the Earth Golem will attack directly into the 0 attack Crystal Heart, which will do 4,600 damage and end the game. So that was a very, very tough, not tough, but like very interesting mirror match. Alright, in this next match, I think it's another mirror match. We lost all the coin tosses for all 3 of our matches, and we went second twice, and the third opponent made us go first, so that was interesting. Anyways, in this matchup here, the opponent is also, like I said, playing the mirror match. They're able to get the G-Golem Rock Hammer on the field. That's what's nice about Widget Kid. It just says when this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon one Cyberse monster from your hand in defense position. Use the effect once per turn. It doesn't say level 4 or less, so you can special summon out like the level 8s that you might draw. Like if I had Widget Kid, I can special summon this out. But he was able to special summon out the Rock Hammer, which is really good because you saw he sacked it, brought out triple tokens, but he doesn't know how to play this deck, which again, if you watch my video, you watch that first match, you will know how to play this deck. You're also going to see me do the same combo here. You definitely do not want to go straight into the Link 4. You need to go through the actual Link climb in order to set up the proper combo with the G-Golem card. So make sure that you are doing it the right way. Otherwise, you will suffer the same fate as this person does, which is basically getting their board cleared and unable to do anything. So once again, we're going to do pretty much the same combo as you saw me do in the first video or the first clip. So I'm not going to bother explaining it again. But you can just see how consistent the deck is because you are able to get your combo off by using your extra deck, which the other decks can't really do, and that's why it's not as good in my opinion. So we're able to do the double attack and then 2,000 more damage with the Link Slayer, set the back to the front, which is going to bring back a big monster because I think we have the level 8. Yep, we do. The opponent kind of sees the writing on the wall. We don't even go for the Link 8. We just go straight for the Pebble Dog because we can bring out another Pebble Dog and the opponent doesn't want to deal with it because they know it's game over. We also have the Link Slayer, which can discard a card and target that back row card and destroy it. And knowing that what this deck plays in the mirror match, even if it's an imperm, it's not going to do anything. If it's a back to the front, we're going to clear off whatever the opponent ends up special summoning back anyways. So there's virtually nothing they can do, and that is an easy win. Let's go on to the final match. In this final match, we have been chosen to go first when we lost the coin toss. I didn't want to reveal what I was playing, and I didn't want to special summon the Link Slayer and just leave an open monster on board, so I just sent 2 past turn. The opponent is playing Gem Knight, and thankfully we got the Imperm, so we're going to be able to negate the Link monster here, and that really is going to shut them down. So what we're going to be able to do now is special summon the Link Slayer on our turn. Hopefully we draw into something. but we can duster whatever they have in the back row, special summon Link Slayer, at least beat over this, and basically put the opponent on no cards. They activate the Monster Reborn in the column of the Imperm, so it's negated, and I think they were just like, screw this, and they just ended up resigning. So again, Imperm, one of the best cards in the game. It's in this deck, another reason to play G-Golem. But that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Hopefully it was helpful and helps you get success in this tryout duel event. The G-Golem deck, I really like it, but competitively, outside of this event, I don't know how it would do. But good luck getting your 3 wins and getting back to the ranked ladder.